A new Illinois law could change the tenor and result of negotiations between Chicago Public Schools and the district's teachers union. It comes as the two sides are currently at the table over when in-person classes can resume at CPS high schools. Amanda Vinicky joins us now with more on that law and on another one that the governor signed just today as well. Amanda, let's start with this newest law. What does it do?
Brandis, it's a law that materially and immediately really only impacts a small subset of individuals, Chicago firefighters, and really even a subset of them, those who joined the fire department after 2011, but who were born after 1966. But the cost of it is going to be far more widespread, likely to impact every Chicago taxpayer. Here is the quick rundown of that. A state law meant Chicago firefighters born before 66 got one type of pension, a more generous one that comes with a 3% annual bump. The younger firefighters got an annual increase half that much, but 66 wasn't always the cutoff. Every so often, the Illinois legislature would change the date, moving firefighters from the more austere retirement package to the more generous one. State Senator Rob Martwick says making that change for all firefighters was helpful for them, but also honest because it was bound to happen at some point.
And every politician who's ever won has said, oh, no, I'm committed to protecting pensions for our first responders. Well, the way that you protect them is you ensure that you're not kicking the can down the road, that you're putting the money in that is required to pay for the benefit that you actually intend to deliver. And that's what this bill does. It says no more of this language that says, oh yeah, the benefit is actually lower, even though we're going to pay for a higher amount later. It says, no, confront what the cost of your pensions are, put the money in timely.
But critics say the law is going to inflict more pain on a pension fund that is already deeply in debt.
It has 18%, 18 cents on the dollar for promises that it's made that it actually has in its bank account. So while we believe that pensions are a promise and we believe that we need to provide a secure retirement to our government workers, we can't do that if it's based on a financially unsustainable system that's at risk of insolvency.
The Illinois Policy Institute's Adam Schuster says that by signing the law, Governor J.B. Pritzker's practically forcing a property tax increase. Now, the IPI is a free market think tank that frequently fights against efforts that are going to cost taxpayers more money, but it is not just the IPI. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot had urged Governor Pritzker to veto the bill because of the financial burden that she says it is going to impose. First responders deserve to be appropriately compensated for their work, both now and in retirement. However, signing this unfunded mandate into law is the exact wrong way to accomplish this goal. A key missing element is an accompanying revenue stream from Springfield to pay for this $18 to $30 million annual new financial obligation. This bill is financially irresponsible and validates a Springfield practice of cutting backroom deals without full transparency and debate. Now, in a statement of his own, the governor did give a nod to those budgetary concerns, saying that his administration is trying to sell the state-owned James R. Thompson Center in the heart of the Loop. And if and when that happens, a private developer will have to start paying property taxes that the state is exempt from, and that will bring Chicago millions more each year. That said, the state has been trying to sell the Thompson Center for years, and nothing has come of it yet. This is the second time in recent days that Governor Pritzker has signed a law impacting Chicago, despite pleas from Mayor Lightfoot to do the opposite. The other law, signed Friday, gives Lightfoot's political nemesis, the Chicago Teachers Union, more power at the bargaining table. In 1995, when Daley was mayor, the state passed a law that limited the CTU to striking over things like wages. This law repeals those limits.
The CTU wants to be able to raise issues like, are students being vaccinated? Just something we were talking about at the table today. Questions about class size, questions about how our schools are staffed in a pandemic, whether there's social and emotional supports. Those are all things in the past that the school district in Chicago has said, we're legally not required to talk with you about this. We choose not to bargain about those subjects. And the fact that the law has now changed and requires them to talk with us about it we hope makes it easier to win important improvements for the schools in Chicago.
Now, critics, including Schuster, say that this too is going to cost taxpayers. He says even without the law, CTU wasn't shy about going on strike. And with more leverage, there is a prediction that CTU will be more prone to do so. CTU, by the way, says they've already, however, been bargaining for things like this in the past. It does, however, give them a bigger hand in the immediate future. Just right now, even today, they were at the bargaining table with CPS over when high school classes can resume in person. The district, by the way, aiming for April 19th. Now, I did speak with a CPS parent of two 6-year-olds about her thoughts on all this.
So I definitely would like there to reach a place where there's communication without tension. I'm hoping that maybe by giving the CTU back some of the bargaining rights that it needed, there could be more conversation and less, tension between the two parties. I do feel that, they are the educators. They kind of know what's going on in the classroom. They do know the needs of their students.
Lopez favors something else that the CTU really wants to happen, and that is an elected school board. Lopez saying that she wants to make sure that parents have representation and that it is diverse. There is a measure before the General Assembly that would do that, but Mayor Lightfoot, she's been against it, saying the board would be too large and unwieldy. The sponsor of that bill, Brandis, Senator Martwick. He says he's keeping up with it. Back to you.
A lot to keep an eye on, of course, Amanda. Thank you.